Hey guys, this is Chauncey from Good Music to Know, and today I'm speaking with a band whose sound has really stood out to me. Marcoca blends elements of psychedelic rock, a bit of bossa nova, surf rock, and vintage 70s textures into something that sounds cohesive and distinctive. Their latest album, Homage to Delusion, showcases a wide sonic palette without ever losing its sense of identity, and we're so stoked to have them here today.
Hi, you summed that up beautifully.
So on your latest album, Homage to Delusion, like one of my favorite songs or tracks is definitely Roundtrip. I love it so much. For some reason, it gives kind of like this visceral feeling of nostalgia. I don't know why, but it reminded me of being a kid in the 90s, but sonically, it's kind of like wrapped in just like 70s surf rock, wavy textures. So I'm just curious, like, do you aim to create music that kind of like invokes era or emotional memories, or does that vibe just kind of happen intuitively when you guys are like creating music?
I think it's a mixture of everything. Generally, obviously, we want to provoke some kind of emotion. I mean, I think that's the purpose of music, if you ask me. This track in particular was kind of special because I think that was the first collab we ever did, and it was with Hector Gachan, who's on the same label than we are. And I think it kind of like feels a bit different in comparison to all the other songs. So it's a bit more polished, I feel like. So it was kind of new to us. But I mean, from a lyric standpoint, it was also interesting because I was like, okay, I'm going to write the first verse, and Hector, you're going to do the second verse. And obviously I want to pick a topic to write about where you feel comfortable with as well. So we kind of sat together, we had a phone call, and then we talked about like, I mean, the whole thing is kind of surrounding the idea of nowadays being an artist where you feel like you have to do certain things in order to grow yourself. I don't know, doing social media and stuff like that. You get a lot of advice from everywhere, and this can be quite tiring and tedious. So in the end, it's a round trip back to yourself, and you just do what you can do best, and then maybe everything falls into place. So that's the idea.
Yeah. And then the other song I really liked was I think it's called Let Me Sip. Is it Let Me Sip? Yeah.
Let me slip. Yeah.
Slip. Sorry. I'm really big into like bossa nova type sounds, and there's definitely like I heard like a bit of bossa nova in that track, but
Nice.
then there's also like you also have tracks like Rigid Dream where there's like psychedelic textures, and then I even got like a bit of like Santo and Johnny with some of the like guitar vibes in there. How do you guys approach like blending all these genres together?
I think it's maybe a result of us, like everybody who's playing in the band has a different background somehow, and I think that's the interesting part. So, I mean, for example, the guy who plays bass, he's like very into, a lot into Latin music generally because like he's a DJ as well. So he loves that stuff. And then the pianist is rooted in jazz. So like he's very jazz and enthusiastic. And I think in the end, everybody listens to different music when they're on their own, which is kind of funny. And then when we come together, it kind of like creates a mixture of everything, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we all like bossa nova, so we kind of wanted to do something in that direction. And yeah, just never getting tired of exploring and trying to fix different genres within this project. And so far, it kind of works. So,
Yeah, it definitely works.
nice.
And then the title of the album, so Homage to Delusion. So what was the central delusion you were paying homage to with this album?
Well, I don't know. It's I feel like it's a weird time to be in, and one has to be delusional to stay afloat at times. And I guess there's a healthy amount of delusion. I don't know. It's just, I'm daydreaming a lot through the day and like thinking of things, overthinking things. And so a lot of those tracks and like the lyrics in the tracks are about overthinking, and like some of those situations are like completely made up. Some of them are not, but I don't know. It just felt appropriate when I considered every song that's on the album, kind of.
And just curious, what is the studio setup like? So like, I know you guys have a lot of this like layering, dreamy type of effects. It's like, are you guys like recording on tape? Are you using a mixture of vintage gear? How are you guys creating this like lush sound or kind of like trippy sound?
I think first of all, it's a lot of reverb. I mean, that helps. But I mean, we use vintage amps, kind of. We're trying to avoid going digital wherever we can.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like if there's like super specific stuff you wanna create, then it helps to go digital and stuff like that. So we don't feel like obliged to stay to go with the vintage gear, stuff like that. But yeah, we just collected a lot of stuff. And like two guys in our band, Simon and Martin, both of them do like percussion and drums. They are like very enthusiastic when it comes to studio stuff, and it's pretty much their studio, which puts us in a lovely position because we don't have to rent ourselves into a studio and worry about studio time, or like, okay, we have to finish this track today and stuff like that. So it's super relaxed. We can just go in there. They are like experimenting with all the stuff that they want to experiment with, and we just sit in there and have a good time, and then that's the result of it. So shout outs to those guys, love it.
And then so I was doing a bit of research on you guys, and you have gained fans like as far as Mexico, which is amazing. So like, do you feel like certain cultures or maybe like countries connect more immediately with your sound or music?
I think it's a result of living in Germany, because we don't have an ocean anywhere near us. So we try to escape that by creating music in that way. Or like, at least it's for me. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're obviously inspired by a lot of Californian bands and stuff like that. I mean, the inspiration is clear. Obviously we want to put our own twist to that, but yeah, we're trying to, I mean, we all of us consume that kind of music, and we kind of want to see what kind of mark we can leave within that genre, and maybe that's why it speaks to people from there. And to me it's a compliment, to be honest. I mean, if people that live in regions where I want to hang out enjoy the sound, then I feel like it kind of goes in the right direction. So I love that.
I grew up on the West Coast next to California and Mexico, so I definitely can confirm that the West Coast would love the vibe and sound of your band. Yeah, definitely gives vibes. Yeah. And then like, okay, so let's say you had to pick one song from the album as like an intro to someone who's never heard your music before. Which song would you like give them as like a good intro to like your band's sound?
That's a good question, actually. I think it depends on the person I'm sitting across. I mean, if it's like a very prog enthusiastic person, then I probably would go with the first one, with Chasing Tails, because it's like, I don't know, it's not poppy at all. If I'm sitting across a very like, I don't know, indie enthusiastic person, it's probably Rigid Dreams. Very simple but kind of vibey. That's what we were trying to go with there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think maybe those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Definitely, I would think Rigid Dreams as well. Yeah, it's such a good song. And if your band had to cover one song that's maybe like completely out of your usual style, just for fun, what would you choose?
I love that. I mean, we covered Pina Colada on our tour with Hector in France. That was a blast. We love that, and that's always fun covering. I don't know. Aside from that, we get like our percussion guy can sing like very high pitched notes. Like, yeah, maybe we should do some Led Zeppelin and like really fuck it up, and like, well, it would be bad. So it would be a bad idea for sure. But I don't know.
Who are a few artists that you find yourself listening to a lot at the moment?
Okay, let me check.
Or while you check, are there any like absolute dream collabs that you have, like artists that you would love to do something with in like the near future?
Absolute dream collabs. Okay, I gotta say, lyric wise, I've always been super inspired by Brooks Nielsen, like the guy who used to play at the Growlers. I think he's doing solo stuff right now. Obviously, I mean, I think he's the guy that like he pretty much got me to wanting me to write my own songs. That was pretty much, yeah, that would be a dream collab. I don't know if I'm going for Cloud. I want to go with Mac DeMarco. I don't know. Yeah, songs like this would be obviously lovely.
Yeah.
We'll see what the future brings. I mean, collaborating like somebody like Hector was a blessing already. We love the guy, and it was a nice experience already. So definitely want to do more collabs.
What's next for you guys in 2025? Do you guys have any shows, new music? What's on the agenda for you guys?
Okay, so we're doing our first tour, which is outside of just Germany. So normally we're like, I mean, we did one tour in France, but that was more of a vacation, to be honest. But now we had our first tour through Germany last year, which was nice. And this year we're trying to go a bit bigger. We're playing a show in London. We're playing a show in Paris, one show in Switzerland. Maybe there will be some additional shows announced. But yeah, if you're hearing this, get your tickets. So that's new for us as well. And in order to promote this tour, we're probably going to release like a very short EP with like 2 or 3 tracks. And in the meantime, we're working on a new album. Like, we already have a bunch of ideas, but yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
Hopefully will be released, maybe June next year. So like 1 year down the road. But we're working relentlessly.
And do you guys have any Berlin shows or?
Yeah, we have a show in Berlin coming up as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And when is that?
We're playing at Quasimodo, and it's gonna be the 9th of October.
Okay, so we have some time. Okay, good.
Absolutely. We got a bunch of time, yeah. So definitely want to up the promotion before that. So we're dropping a live session sometime like in the next couple of weeks as well, where we played some live versions of the shows of the songs from the last album, Daydreams, Melancholy Show, for example.
Yeah.
And then make sure to come by in Berlin. We'll put you on the list.
And I know you guys have like a large collection of music, but if you had to pick like your personal favorite, one song that every time you play it or listen to it, it kind of transports you back to a certain feeling or emotion, which song would you pick?
You mean from our own catalog?
Yeah, like your personal favorite, yeah.
I mean, I love writing songs. I don't particularly love myself, like hearing myself sing. I mean, I think that's a common thing. So I always tend to go with the instrumentals. And I think from our first album, Tarragona is, I don't know why, I kind of like that and it's very fun to play.
Yeah.
And from the new album, I think it's Midnight Dive. I don't know, it puts me in a good mood somehow. But yeah. The instrumental stuff is always, I don't know, just very easy listen, kind of.
Yeah, very cool. Well, yeah, I think those were the major questions I had for you. So are there any maybe like final words that you want to leave your fans and the listeners with?
I mean, generally, thanks for tuning in. I mean, we started with the first album, never thought anybody would listen. So, I mean, it was supposed to be a one album project, and then people cared, so we continued doing it, which is a blessing. We love it. We have a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, thanks to everybody who's tuning in. Thanks to the label Nice Guys for supporting us and letting us do our own shit. So that's nice as well. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Solitary